The God in us recognizes the God in you. Whether you're black or white, gay or straight, Christian, Buddhist, or Jew, this door is open to you. If there's some kind of trouble or pain you're going through, know that you are not alone and someone cares for you as an individualization of divine point of view. This door, oh, this door right here is open for you. Oh, this door, I'm talking about this door. I said this door is open to you. Come on in. Come on in. The God in us recognizes the God in you. Whether you're black or white, gay or straight, Christian, Buddhist, or Jew, this door is open to you. You are in the right place this morning. This door is open to you, whether you're black, white, gay, or straight, Christian, Buddhist, or Jew. Come on in. David, David, David. Yeah. But there's one thing I know. The blues they sent to greet me won't defeat me. It won't be long till happiness steps up to greet me. Raindrops keep falling on my head, but that doesn't mean my eyes will soon be turning red. Crying's not for me. Oh, I'm never gonna stop the rain by complaining. But there's one thing I know. The blues they sent to greet me won't defeat me. It won't be long till happiness steps up to greet me. Raindrops keep falling on my head, but that doesn't mean my eyes will soon be turning red. Crying's not for me. Oh, raindrops keep falling on my head, they keep falling because I'm free. Nothing's worrying me because I'm free. Nothing's worrying me. All right, thank you. Yeah, you guys remember Burt Bacharach and Al David? They wrote some really great songs for Dionne Warwick and oh man, so many great. There's another great song that they wrote. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. That's the only thing that there's just too little love. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for everyone. No, we don't need another mountain. There are mountains and hillsides enough to climb. There are oceans and rivers enough to cross, enough to last till the end of time. What the world needs now, sing it with me, y'all, is love, sweet love. That's the only thing that there's just too little love. What the world? No, not just for some, but for everyone. No, we don't need another hillside. There are oceans and moonbeams enough to cross. There are oceans and rivers enough to cross, enough to last till the end of time. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. That's the only thing that there's just. Sing it, y'all. What the. Yes. No, not just for some, but for everyone. Everyone. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. Is love, love, love. You guys sound great. Oh, that feels so good to have a room full of people singing What the World Needs Now is Love. I think we're creating it right now. What do you think? All right. All right. Absolutely. Who knows this song? You know this song? All right. Take a look at the person next to you. Say, God loves you and I love you too. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love, we come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of... Okay, keep that going, y'all, because it's time right now. It is time. I'd like to bring forth our spiritual leader, the wonderful, the amazing, the effervescent, the spiritual, the Reverend Dr. Ken Wilcox. Come on, y'all.
Woo! Good morning, everyone. Eddie Watkins Jr., everybody. You gotta love him. Good morning. Glad you're here today. If you're joining us online, we're glad to have you, but you're missing out because the energy in this room is through the roof. So we're glad to be here this morning. My name is Reverend Ken Wilcox. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living. Now, we're a kind of a different sort of organization, we, to say the least. We're, we're a spiritual community, and we have no dogma. We don't tell you what you have to believe. We encourage you to come up with a understanding of your own, a God of your own understanding, one that you can put to work in your life. And to put this principle, this power to work in your life, I always ask you to do one simple thing each Sunday morning, and that is to leave all your troubles, your would-haves, your could-haves, your should-haves, leave that stuff outside. And for the next 45 minutes or so, unless Eddie and I really get on a roll here, open up for yourself an avenue of spirit possibilities. And what are spirit possibilities? Well, they're for more love, more joy, more happiness, more friendship, more candy cane and sugar plums, all those things in life that make us feel alive, because that's what Spirit is doing through you and through me, showing up in the physical, recognizing itself through our love, our joy, and our laughter. So know you're in a great place this morning, and Spirit is going to recognize and reward you abundantly. Well, we've got a good number of announcements this morning, so that's a wonderful thing, because that means there's a lot of great stuff going on here. We had a wonderful Thanksgiving celebration on last Thursday. I want to thank Joy for helping us make that possible, and thank everybody for volunteering for that. We had a wonderful holiday party last night, and Carolyn's going to come up and thank a couple of people who made that possible. Come on up, Carolyn.
Oh, what a night.
Yes.
What a night. I want to thank from the bottom of my heart all of the amazing volunteers that helped Mike and I. You know, we've been getting lots of kudos, but it never, ever would have been what it was without all of the help that we got setting up, tearing down. Bumps along the way were just smoothed right out. But most of all, I want to thank all of the people who came. That's what made the party. We had almost 100 people here last night. Yeah, kudos, right? So thank you very, very much. We appreciate it. And just a quick little note, I believe I'll start next week signing up for Circle Suppers.
Very good. Thank you, Carolyn. Thank you, Mike, and thank everybody that helped put that party on. It was a great time. So, you know, we're collecting food and gifts for Betty Griffith, for families who are over at the Betty Griffith Center, or people who are fleeing violence. They'll be there for the holidays. If you are buying gifts, I've been asked to please be sure to put the family's name on your packages of gifts so they can separate them out. And we have until the 15th to get all those gifts and supplies in. They're outside, and the gifts we're putting, I think, up here. So be sure to bring those in. You got till the 15th to do it. Now, on the 22nd, we are going caroling over at the Ponce Rehab Center, and Reed's going to come up and tell us all about that. So, Reed, come on up.
Good morning. How's everybody? All right. In 2 weeks, we're going to be doing this, so it's coming up fast. It is at the Ponce. It's called the Ponce Therapy Care Center, which is literally less than a half a mile down Old Moultrie Road here. So it's pretty close. We are to gather there by 12, no earlier and no later. So if you'd like to join, that would be wonderful. It doesn't really matter whether you can sing well or not. It's just for the fun. I visited the center, and it is a very cheery place, so we're going to have some good times there. Paul Malloy is going to be our guitarist and leading us with the songs, and we'll have sheets to hand out so you don't have to remember all the words, so it's pretty cool. Today, we're going to pack the gift bags for them. So we just need like 4 volunteers, 5 volunteers, whatever. We're going to pack it off on a table, either in the hall or in here. I'm not sure yet. We'll figure it out. Just come find me. Now, if you'd like to donate for this, money's always acceptable. However, it's not the only way to donate, certainly giving your service. But on that day, in lieu of hospitality, bringing food in for us here, we're asking, could you bring a baked good or some sort of sweets? Because that goes not only to the residents over there, which there's 120 of them, but there's a staff of about 12 running around, and they would love to have that. So they're very happy to receive that. And the last thing we request is if you are going to join us, dress festively, because it'd be really nice to see everybody all dressed up and having a good time.
Thank you, Reed. So that's going to be a lot of fun. So be sure to stick around and do that. That's going to be on the 22nd. Christmas Eve, we're going to have a candle lighting service here at 6:30. Silver Fawn will be doing that, so it'll be kind of a Native American interpretation of the candle lighting service. On January 5th, we're going to have our burning bowl and white stone ceremony. That's our most popular service, so be sure for that. Is DeLuna here today? I don't see her. So I'm thinking her after service workshop has been canceled. I know she was ill, so we won't have the workshop after service. And finally, we have a family that's in need of a home to rent a home. If you know of a home in the St. Augustine area for rent for 3 months or so, if you'll see me, I'll point you in their direction. That could be a big help to everyone. Well, those are all my announcements, and I know Eddie's got some music that's going to get us up on our feet. Eddie?
There you go. All right. There you go. I'm not worried about tomorrow. Today I declare freedom from yesterday, mistakes of the past. Today all things are made brand new. And don't it feel good to know that all is well and unfolding as it should? I can change my reality by changing my mind. Perfect peace, joy, and happiness is yours and it's mine. I am blessed and so are you. And don't it feel good to know that all is well and unfolding as it should? Let me hear you say, all is well, all is well. Divine Spirit is directing me right now. All is well, oh, all is well, all is well, and unfolding as it should. I am cloaked in the Spirit. I am fed by the divine. I am one with all that is. My soul is free from time. I am blessed and so are you. And don't it feel good to know? Don't it feel good? Know that my soul is free from time. All I got to do is change my mind. I'm free, y'all. Don't it feel good? All is well and unfolding as it should. All is well.
So now it's time to get our service started, and we're going to have a reading and treatment. We've got the wonderful Maureen coming up to do it for us. Come on up, Maureen. Thank you, buddy.
Oh, good morning. What a wonderful day. What a wonderful place. What wonderful souls sitting here in front of me. So my reading this morning, is from feminist theologian, Megan Watterson, and this is from her Magdalene Rising collective, and it's about ceremonies. Ceremonies are rites of passage that mark the end of one way of being and the beginning of a new journey. We see them represented in birthdays, graduations, and in the case of magic, a series of steps that direct energy towards your desired intention. To perform a ceremony is a pledge to transcend your former self so that you may become wiser and more powerful. You are ready to rise to a new level of being. Where you are now is much too small for who you are becoming. You are ready to expand and to start reaching for bigger goals. Do not be afraid of your power, for you are destined to do and have more extraordinary things in your life. I feel that this message is so beautiful because it really does show us that rituals and symbols and ceremonies are intrinsic to our soul's deepest desire of oneness. I love when we spontaneously emit them through an inherent awakening and call to demonstrate through an action of gratitude. You know, like when we walk by the tree that's our favorite tree and we just give it some love. You know, we do these things automatically without even thinking, and yet it's so wonderful to realize that when we do that, what gratitude we do have for the divine nature of everything, of all creation. So, I also would like to mention that thinking about Indigenous, last month was Native American Month, and I took a little visit back to the Earth Keepers Summit from last year, and it is coming up, actually, December, let's see, I think it's the 16th to the 20th. It's a free online event from the Four Winds Society, and it's Edward Bialdo, if you're familiar with him. Anyhow, it's like 30 different presenters, and it's, you know, they replays, and like I said, it's free, but they do a lot of amazing work. And I mean, there's people in there like Greg Braden and Bruce Lipton and Nita Morjani and on and on and on. Really some powerful people giving us really wonderful ways to help the earth. And when I did it last year, I made a very small donation, and they ended up planting 25 trees from that. So I thought you'd like that, Jim. Anyway, so, you know, look it up, and it's Earth Keepers Summit. And I also have another very short reading, and I guess in her own way, you know, not quite the feminist theologian, but from one of my favorite authors, Eva Bell Werber, and of course a little more of, what do you want to say, old school. I mean, I think she wrote this back in the 30s. And this particular passage is called The Great Indweller. My beloved one, know me as I would be known by you, not as a being apart, but as the reality and substance of the very flesh of your body. Yes, as bone of your bone, flesh of your flesh, the breath you breathe in and the breath you give out. Can you not recognize my presence in the pulse of your body? Know no separation. Come, know the great indweller of your being. Then never shall your way appear a lonely one, for always shall you have my blessed comradeship. I shall be near to guide and comfort whenever you need or desire my aid. You shall not need to travel far to worship at some shrine, but there in the temple of your heart, you can feel my touch and know that no matter what arises in your reality of affairs, there I am, where and when you need me most, at the very core of your life's being. Could there be a greater fellowship than this? So let us turn within and contemplate that. Knowing that God truly is all there is, the creator of all, the holy of the holiest, living within each of us. knowing that this day is a perfect day, wonderful and complete, filled with love. Love, love, love. It permeates this room. It permeates each being. It permeates the service that's unfolding, the wonderful message from Ken, the great music from Eddie, and every person participating by being here, just by being. I am so grateful for everyone that makes it possible for this center to operate as it does. I thank all the wonderful volunteers that do their sacred service, our Reiki practitioners, the media team, the board, everyone, all the hospitality, all the volunteers that make this the beehive of activity that is the sacred service to our community and to the world. I know this truth. I give gratitude and thanks for this truth, and I let it be by saying, and so it is.
Thank you, Maureen. Eddie?
I got to stand up for this one. I'm walking with the Spirit, and I'm talking to the Spirit. I'm growing with the Spirit, and I'm growing. I'm turning to the Spirit. I'm growing in the Spirit, and it's showing the Spirit. I'm walking with the Spirit in front of me. Well, I'm walking with the Spirit. I'm talking to the Spirit. I'm learning from the Spirit, and I'm turning to the Spirit. I'm growing in the Spirit, and it's showing the Spirit. I'm walking with the Spirit in front of me. Well, when I find myself in one of those situations that's leading to some kind of drama or confrontation, I go within and get plugged into my friend before it's too late. I put the Spirit in front of me to make those crooked places straight. I'm walking with the Spirit, and I'm talking to the Spirit. I'm learning from the Spirit, and I'm turning to the Spirit. I'm growing in the Spirit, and it's showing, yeah. I'm walking with the Spirit in front of me. Well, when I find myself in one of those situations where I don't know what to do and got no explanation, I go within and get plugged in for a revelation. And 10 times out of 9, things will work out fine without my participation. I'm walking, I'm talking, I'm learning, and I'm turning. I'm going, and it's showing. I'm walking with the Spirit in front of me. Well, I'm walking, and I'm talking, and I'm learning, and I'm turning, and it's showing. I'm walking with the Spirit in front of me. Let's walk with the Spirit in front of us, y'all. Let's go.
Oh, that was great. Thank you, Eddie. Eddie Watkins Jr., everybody. What a blessing we get to have him here. So, all right, yeah, I'm up. Following Eddie. So the holidays are here, and my talk title this morning is Spirit with Us. You know, there's all kinds of things you got to take care of the holidays, or at least I do. One of the things is I was talking about January 5th, we're going to have the Burning Bowl and White Stone ceremony. And that's always kind of a challenge because that's after the holidays, but it comes up and I have to have all the supplies for it. The big thing is the flash paper. You know, that's what we write what on the flash paper, what we want to get release in our new year. It can be a habit, a condition, an idea, a person, anything we want to get rid of. And then we come up and we touch it to the flame, and hopefully the flash paper will go up in a flash. Now, a couple of years ago, I made a mistake. I had ordered some flash paper from California. Not to discredit the people from California, we loved them. But they had tried to make flash paper out of, I don't know, organically squeezed avocado pits. You could lit a wet sponge easier than you could have got that flash paper to burn. Well, I learned my lesson, and I found a company in South Alabama. Yeah. They don't care about the environment. Jesus is coming back soon, so they don't have to worry about it. They make their flash paper out of diesel oil and reclaimed grease from a Kentucky Fried Chicken place. And this stuff is ready to go up. The nice thing about it not only goes up, but it gives you the waft of a Kentucky Fried Chicken basket. So we're going to be ready for it. So start thinking of what it is in your life that you need to get rid of. We'll do prayers over it. Then you'll come up and you'll touch the flame, and there you go. Yeah, that's some good stuff. Yeah, you can smell it. I have a hankering for some mashed potatoes. I don't really know why. So that's what we got planning to come up. I hope everybody is having a good holiday season, getting it off to a really good start. They're here for us to enjoy. This is the primary thing. The holidays are for us to enjoy. Kind of had a challenging start to the holidays myself. Right before we were due to fly out to Dayton, Ohio to spend Thanksgiving with my niece, I came down with a fairly severe case of food poisoning. Yes, yeah. There's no better way to test the state of your relationship with your partner than to get a case of food poisoning. That will let you know where you stand. Now, even though it was something to get through, and I was sad to miss my niece and my nephew, I was very grateful that I had not got on that airplane headed to Dayton, Ohio with food poisoning. That would not have been a good trip for anybody. Now, we actually ended up having a really nice holiday Thanksgiving. We just stayed at home, we relaxed, we cooked, we relaxed, and we watched a lot of British television. The one show that I really love, and there's a lot of episodes on it, it's called The Repair Shop. And they bring these broken items into this group of artisans, and they repair them. And a lot of these are memories from childhood. A lot of them actually were things in the Blitz that got bombed. And this organization will repair things up perfectly, and people come in and they have tears and everything. It's a wonderful thing. Now, the following week after Thanksgiving, I had scheduled for myself a procedure, just one of those health things, a colonoscopy. There's nothing that quite spells out Christmas like a colonoscopy. The place I went to, they had the whole thing was decorated with Christmas decorations, and they had Christmas music playing. You know, a colonoscopy is just not a procedure you want to hear "Hark the Herald, the Angels Sing" as you're headed into it. I had a wonderful prep nurse. Her name was Melissa, and soon she had given me some happy drugs, and I was singing right along with the angels as they rode me in the back. The recovery nurse, I didn't have to ask her name. I'm assuming she was Nurse Cratchit, because she proceeded to rip off the heart monitors with hair and flash attached to wake me up. That's when I belted out the high note from Oh Holy Night. Celine Dion had nothing on me. Now, getting a colonoscopy with Christmas music and Nurse Cratchit is a good reminder that it's up to us to put the joy in the holiday season. We're the one, regardless of the circumstance, we've got to put the joy in it. People will say, you know, I will be loving when I get love. It never works out that way. You have to be loving in order for love to come into your life. Others will say, well, I'll be generous when I have enough money. You'll never have enough. You have to be generous where you are, and then Spirit is going to repay you. You never can outgive God. You're not going to do it. You're not going to give God. And what you want in your life is what you need to give away to life. When you give it away, it returns to you multiplied abundantly. That's principle. It's the way it works, and it will work for you. So we want to be generous to ourselves. We want to be generous to people around us, and be forgiving of ourselves. The first place we begin is with ourselves. I saw interesting YouTube about how the Norwegians raise their kids. And it's interesting, they have a different viewpoint than we do. You know, we raise our kids, you know, you want to be the best in school. You want to make 100. You know, you want to ace every course you take. The Norwegians have a different approach. They tell their kids, you know, try to get about 60. If you get about 60, you've passed and you're doing okay. Now, if the kid brings in an 80 or 90, the parents congratulate them, but they will also say, well, wait a minute, maybe that 20% that you spent getting that extra grade, you could have been going out and playing or having more fun or learning something different. It's an interesting approach, and I think it's, you know, I have to remind myself to be gentle to myself, because sometimes, you know, I can kind of go into that good soldier mentality and really hold myself to too high of a standard. Before I had to go into the colonoscopy, you know, they tell you to stop eating 24 hours. Well, my procedure was at 8 in the morning, so what I did is I thought, well, 24 hours, and then I'll back that up to the night before. So effectively, I had gone 36 hours without eating. And I was about as pleasant to be around as a snapping turtle caught on a hot asphalt road in the middle of July. I was not really in a good place. I happened to get a spam call from an area of Georgia. They do that now to trick you. I thought it was coming in from a place where some of my cousins lived, so I thought it was a cousin, and I picked it up. And when I picked it up, it was a young Asian lady. That's what she sounded like. And she was wanting to buy my house. And so I quickly kind of barked at her, you know, please take me off your calling list. And before I hung up, she said, okay. And when she said the okay, I really got the sense that I had deflated her energy. And I wasn't prepared for that, and I'd already clicked off the phone. And I felt bad about that. I really felt bad about doing that to her. Now, the truth of the matter is I had been surviving at 24 hours on nothing but, you know, cups of warm chicken broth. And I just assumed gnaw on a chicken foot to try to get nourishment from as chicken broth. So I really wasn't in a good place. But I did feel bad about it. So what can I do? Well, here's what came to me, what I can do. Couldn't call her back up. I didn't know who she was, her name or anything. I can do prayer work for her. I could sit there and do a little prayer work for her, and that's what I did. Now, 1 or 2 prayers, I did them during the procedure. It wasn't a lifetime commitment, but to do a prayer for her and see her feeling good about herself, maybe see her getting a new job for herself, maybe her finding a house that somebody wanted to sell. Just a little bit of prayer work. You know, we're all human, and we're going to make mistakes. That's part of being human. Even Buddha treaded on the grass. So we're going to make mistakes every once in a while. We're not perfect. And so we can use spirit. We can use prayer. And like I said, it doesn't have to be a lifetime commitment. 1 or 2 will be enough to make you feel better. Now, will it have an effect on her? Yes. If she's open to good coming into her life, it will have some impact in her life. Helen Keller said, every time a prayer is uttered, some good is done. So it will have an impact for her, but particularly it will have an impact for me. Spirit can take what you may think is your biggest setback and change it into your biggest step forward. If you're open to it, if you're ready, if you believe in spirit, if you believe in yourself, and you acknowledge yourself as a conduit for God's blessings right where you are and right as you are. So while I was recuperating from my procedure, I love listening to near-death experiences on YouTube, and I heard a really fascinating one. And this woman reminded me that every action, every emotion, every thought we have is reflected in our future. Everything we say, think, or do will be reflected in our tomorrow. So we want to be sure that we're putting conscious thoughts into our possibilities of goodness, of joy, and love. Now, this doesn't mean that we have to become all saintly. We're humans. We're not going to become saints. And those of us who try to become saints really become rather difficult to live with, and they can become real pains in the rear. The goal is to consciously observe our thoughts, our emotions, and our behaviors, and to consciously put good energy into our environment. And conscious thoughts have great power. When we choose to think better, we choose to live better, we can become change agents of the universe. This woman who'd had the near-death experience, she said also, be sure to listen to your intuition. This is the voice of spirit in your life, your intuition. Now, it was always a challenge for me. How do I recognize this voice? When do I know it's not just a random idea? And this is what I've heard. If you're out doing something like folding the laundry or doing the dishes, mowing the lawn, all of a sudden you get an idea in your head to call Cousin Edna. Be sure to call Cousin Edna. If it's just come in from a random place, follow up on it. Now here is maybe what happened. You haven't talked to Cousin Edna in 18 months. You get her on the telephone, and within 3 minutes, you realize why you haven't talked to her in 18 months. And maybe 18 months wasn't long enough. So you think to yourself, well, that couldn't have been Spirit's idea because it didn't do any good. But here's the thing. We don't have the vision to see the good that our actions and thoughts will do. You never know what's going on for a person. Edna may seem to be her grumpy self, but you never know what that little bit of encouragement is inspiring her to do, and then her behavior may even set up a wave of energy that will go forth from you to her and beyond. You don't know. And the most important thing is the good it will do for yourself by uplifting you. And the more you listen to your intuition, the more you will be able to hear it. And when you start acting on it in small ways, that will encourage you to act on it in bigger ways with more faith and more confidence and more conviction. She also said we have to be careful not to blame anyone for our lives. Never blame anyone for our lives, because when you blame someone for the conditions of your life, you're giving your power to them. You have to take back that and say, I'm powerful enough. I can make the changes that I need to make. I can create the life I'm choosing to live. Know for yourself that you plus spirit is a majority in any situation. You plus spirit. This woman had had the near-death experience. What had happened to her, she had been attacked by a stranger. And she said this attack went on for a long time. And she said she was out in the streets and people were surrounding her. And she said this young man just stepped up and told the woman who was attacking her, "That's enough of that. Give me the knife." And she did. She did. Sometimes just having that clarity, that calmness provides us with great strength. And sometimes we can step into a really bad situation and we can bring about a change. It's like the wise men when they went to Jerusalem. We call them the wise men. I don't know how wise they were, because the first thing they did when they were looking for the new Christ, they went to Herod, one of the most bloodthirsty persons that ever came down through history. And they went to Herod, and what did they do? They said, "Hey, Herod, your replacement's been born. We're looking for him." Not a smart thing. This is like a little bunny rabbit going up and kissing a python on the nose. Not the thing to do. But here's the thing, they got away with it. Sometimes innocence, sometimes courage in the face of great evil can take control. You are powerful. You don't need to fear anything. You don't need to be worried about anything. You in spirit, you've got this. And not only do you have this, you are bringing about a greater tomorrow than you've ever been able to envision. You are loved. You are powerful. And you're not here by mistake. You're here on a mission from God. And what is that mission? To bring love and joy about. You've got this. My teacher, Kennedy Schultz, he used to say that he would have people come to him and they would want to convince him that everything was wrong in their lives. And you get, in the ministry, you get people like this. I mean, every single thing. They don't like their job, they don't like their hair, they don't like their children, they don't like their home. Everything is wrong. And he said he would listen to them, and after a while he would say to them, "Well, you're very powerful. You're able to attract all this negativity to you. And so now we're going to flip this, and instead of you attracting the negativity, we're going to teach you how to attract the good things in life, the love, the health, the joy, and prosperity." He said about 10% of them would make that change and go off and have a wonderful and great good life. He said the rest of them enjoyed talking about their problems too much. They didn't want to give up complaining. We have to turn loose of the notion that somehow we entertain ourselves, we entertain others by our complaining. Everybody has already heard it. They love you too much to tell you that you're repeating yourself. And so it's time to switch it and start talking about the love and joy in our lives. Dr. Holmes, the founder of our teaching, he said that we exist, that the power that created the universe would have an outlet for its expression. That's why you're here, so that the universe can have an outlet of its expression for love and joy. And it's our uniqueness, the little nooks and crannies of our personalities that sometimes we're not even willing to own up to for ourselves. This is what it makes possible for Spirit to shine through for us. It's through our imperfections that the perfection of the universe shines forth. So you are in a wonderful place. Dr. Holmes says, the more you express life, the more of it flows through you. Therefore, every legitimate desire you have is pushing this power through your own self-expression. And in this way, you become partner with the infinite. You and Spirit in partnership, creating the life you desire. You and Spirit have good and powerful work to do. And it's time for us to be about our Father's business, our mother's business, our friend's business. Don't discount yourself. Be brave. Be courageous. Know that you have a power that created the universe and it called you by name. And give praise for the great good you're doing and what Spirit is doing through you. There's not a single one of us here in this room tonight that shouldn't be able to go to sleep tonight and feel grateful that our community has come together and is giving gifts and food to the families at the Betty Griffin shelter. Now, I know some of you will say, well, I didn't give a gift. I didn't bring any food. It doesn't matter. You supported this community, and this community together, we're doing great good, and you're a part of that. And if you will latch on to that, if you allow that energy to flow through you, it will even bring greater ideas, greater potential to you. And then look for ways where you can help out all of creation and make things more joyful and comfortable for all of creation. You know, I've got a new little dog in my life. I got him a couple of months ago from the shelter. What I love about him is he wasn't the first in line in the kennel. He was in the back. And I pointed him out, and I said, I want to see him. And, of course, he's won my heart. He falls asleep every night in my arms. He's some kind of a terrier, so he doesn't have a very thick coat. So earlier this week, when the cold weather really came through, I noticed that he didn't really enjoy it that much. So I went out and got him a sweater. Now, it may be my imagination, but I swear I can feel his gratitude and pride that he has an owner that's looking out for him, that he's got a dad that's willing to get him a sweater. He's the only dog on the block with a sweater. Yeah. Now, it doesn't matter if I'm deluding myself or not. It's by being open to this power of goodness that I expand it in my life, that I can see more of it, that I'm willing to step out and engage in more of it. What matters is the emotion. The universe is run by our imagery and powered by our emotions. And the most powerful emotion you can have is love. This is the impulse of the universe. And when we allow it to flow through us, when we entertain it, when we put it to work in our lives, then we've become channels of God's blessings. We become channels of God's miracles, of God's love. We become God's life itself. Not one, not separate, but one. Not two, but one. Now, I know our nation and the world is rocking right now. We seem to be going through a troubling time, but do not be dismayed. The Christmas song says, "Chains shall he break, for the slave is my brother, and in his name all oppression shall cease." Some of us this morning, we've allowed our spirits to become slaves to the negativity of the world, to the bondage of the news media, to the turmoil of the politicians. But our souls can never be bound. Freedom is our birthright. Do you not hear what I hear? A song of heaven which is calling us forth. A new day is breaking. A new day is shining forth. And it's ours to join in that mighty celestial chorus as it sings out, "Emmanuel, Emmanuel, God with us." This is the truth in your life this morning. It's the truth in mine, and so it is. Thank you. Thank you.
Wow. Satisfy my soul. Let the new day begin. Let the evening roll. Let the big sky in. Satisfy my heart. It's so good to feel the love that's all around, and all the hurt will heal. Oh, this is what my heart needs to feel. Satisfy my soul. Take away the pain. Something's got to end to begin again. Satisfy my heart. It's so good to feel the love that's all around, and all the hurts will heal. Oh, feeling, every feeling, His wish and every wish you have come true. Healing, every healing that's about to come to you. Satisfy my soul. Let the new day begin. Let the evening roll. Let the big sky in. Satisfy my heart. It's so, so good to feel the love that's all around, and all the hurts will heal. Oh, this is what our hearts need to feel. I know. Oh, this is what our hearts need to feel every day. Oh, this is what our hearts need to feel. This is what our hearts need to feel.
Thank you, Eddie. Thank you, Eddie. Wonderful. So now we come to the time we support ourselves, and we support this community because this is a great place. It's a beacon of hope and light and love. Now, you can support us in a couple of ways. You can do volunteership with us. We always have volunteer opportunities. You can support us in consciousness, do prayer work for us to see us becoming more profitable and more expanding, and you can support us in coin. However you choose to do, know that we're very grateful, and it's going to return to you multiplied abundantly. So if you will, take your intention and place it over your heart, and read with me this affirmation of prosperity. I live in a universe of abundance. As I freely and joyfully give, I join in the divine flow, and all that I share with life returns to me multiplied abundantly. The ushers have stepped down. Eddie?
All I need's a met. All I need's a met. All I need's a met. That's right.
All her needs are met.
Sometimes I forget that all my needs are met. Now and then I fall asleep thinking things I don't believe. until I wake up in gratefulness, counting all the ways I'm blessed, that all my needs are met. There were times I recall when I couldn't see the light of day, but somehow, sweet Spirit made a way out of no way. And that is why I testify, no matter how dark it gets, no matter how dark it gets, don't you know that all our needs are met. All our needs are met.
Thank you, Eddie. Thank you, Jerry, and thank you for your support. Your support in allowing us to continue to grow and to thrive, to be that beacon of love and hope and inspiration that the world needs right now. So we thank you, we bless it, we release it into consciousness, knowing it does its good and powerful work, returning to us multiplied abundantly. And together we say, and so it is. Thanks, Jerry. We've got the best looking ushers in town, I'll tell you that right now. All right, guys, so we've had some great music. We've had some wisdom and laughs. Let's all put that all to work in our lives. And we do that by affirmative prayer. I'm going to do the affirmative prayer to close out our service. I'll do it in the first person. Take it in for yourself. If I say something that works for you, well, you hold tight to that. If I say something that doesn't work for you, well, just let that part slide by. But just know this truth with me this morning. There is but one God and one mind and one power. That power is perfect love. It's divine intelligence. That power called me by name from stardust so I could walk the soil of St. Augustine. And I am not alone. I am guided. I am loved. I am comforted by this spirit of joy, of life itself, of love and kindness and compassion. So here now this morning, surrounded by all these wonderful, loving souls in this sacred space, I can choose now to see myself as God sees me. Not as weak or wounded, but courageous, bold, dynamic, moving out into the world and making a difference. This morning, I choose to leave behind all those lesser ideas of myself and allow the light of God's love to shine forth brilliantly and boldly and dynamically, like the lighthouse on the shore over shining out before the dark, deep waters of the ocean. My light of God's love is bursting forth, illuminating my life, my friends and family, illuminating the world. I am here to see and hear the angels break forth in song and to know who I am and whose I am, a child of the Most High, here to live in love and joy, health and prosperity. I see a better day for myself. I've lifted my eyes up from the turmoil of this world, and I see the band of angels coming forth for me, angels of happiness, of love, of life and prosperity. This morning, I turn my face from all the turmoil of the world. Those are small ideas. I've played with them long enough. This morning, I lift my soul up to proclaim the goodness and glory of God made manifest through me. This is my truth. Every cell of my being radiates this right knowing, and I release this prayer into the mind of God to do its good and perfect, bold and dynamic work, returning to me multiplied abundantly. And together we say, and so it is. All right, my friends, I'm going to leave you with one last thought. your life. Your life, it's not a problem to be solved, it's a miracle unfolding. Your job this week is to go name your miracle, proclaim your miracle, and make it your own. God bless us all. Now let us go be the miracle Spirit is calling us to be. This is Reverend Ken with Eddie Watkins Jr. wishing you many blessings.
Would you stand and join us for the peace song? Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as Creator, family all are we. Let us walk with our family in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every breath I take, let this be my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it be